Thousands of mysterious things are reported in our sky every year. The majority of these get explained as things like planes, military flares, wildlife, blimps, natural phenomena and camera anomalies. But every so often something interesting is photographed in our sky, leaving those who see it wondering what was captured. This happened recently in China when a strange object was filmed in the sky a few years back. Residents managed to snap photographs of the strange-looking object while it was hovering above the Shandong province, a place that's known to be a hotspot for UFO sightings. In fact, residents in the area have said this isn't the first time that unexplained lights have been seen in the region, going on to say that every time this happens it doesn't get much coverage in China. Officials quickly came forward to debunk the sighting, and said that the most likely explanation was that this was a projection. But as locals said, this doesn't explain away the other UFOs that were reported in the region. One resident said the following: "This isn't the first time that me and my friends have seen odd lights. Whenever these strange lights are seen, people try their hardest to capture them on camera, because without this evidence no one will believe us. Another thing I've noticed is that the media will normally only feature sightings that can be easily explained. Many of the hard-to-explain UFO photographs don't reach the media. You can only normally find them on UFO groups. Me and my friends have seen large crafts hover in the sky that we estimate are a few 100 feet in length. Other times we've seen large orbs a few feet in diameter flying around the city. These are the ones that residents are talking about when we say we're seeing UFOs. It's hard to explain what they are because they're moving so fast. They are definitely not things like drones. They're too small and too fast." End quote. There's some who have said there's a theme with many of these sightings, with skeptics saying the majority of these images are blurry, and that you can't make out what the object is. One person said the following: "I don't think these lights are anything. Probably something like a drone or a Chinese lantern." End quote. Others though hit back at these explanations and say it's just a lazy reply, with them saying that if someone says it's a drone or a lantern it means they don't want to conduct any real research to explain what it is. When UFOs are reported in China, however, it doesn't have as much of an impact. It's usually debunked straight away and people seem to forget about it. A large amount of these crafts have been photographed from this region, and it seems that it's only when they reach social media that they start to have an impact, with people then asking what they are and where they came from. This is what happened back in 2018, when many residents noticed what appeared to be strange glowing lights in the sky above Beijing. Multiple residents saw these crafts and started to snap photographs. One eyewitness described the lights as looking like a cone, and that every so often it would give off bright colours. Others said the lights would suddenly appear in the sky before mysteriously vanishing. Even though this strange event was witnessed by many people in the region, an explanation was not given for what was seen that night. One researcher, Yugun, reported that the object was high in the sky at the time it was seen, and that it definitely wasn't a satellite or any man-made object. It's important to note as well that there was no rocket launches in the area at the time of the reports, leaving some to suggest that the only explanation that can be given is that it was in fact a genuine unidentified flying object. As of today, Chinese state media has given no official explanations about the strange-looking objects. It's also interesting to note that the area in which the object was seen is highly restricted airspace, so it's unlikely to have been a man-made craft. Others have suggested that the object in question could have been the military testing out some new tech, but as some have pointed out, it's unlikely they would have done this over such a crowded place. Interestingly, similar looking objects have been seen in various countries across the world, causing some to put forward the idea that these objects don't belong to us. UFO researchers who live in China also say that a lot of what is seen is censored, and doesn't end up reaching the masses, saying that there's a lot of UFO sightings that the general public doesn't know about. Non-believers have said the cause of the lights could be down to atmospheric conditions, suggesting that it could be similar to ball lightning or earthquake lights. Another idea was that it could have been a resident using something like a drone. However, this doesn't explain how the lights vanished and then reappeared again. As of today, what was seen that night remains a mystery. Interestingly, residents in China have said it's not just UFOs that are seen in the sky, but every so often large structures appear to be floating motionless above them, causing some to say that they look like buildings and could be part of a secret government project. Once again, these claims are debunked by researchers and government officials, who say that the most likely answer for what people are seeing is that of Fata Morgana. It's a common atmospheric illusion that causes images far from the distance to appear as if they're floating in the sky high above the horizon. The optical illusion occurs when layers of warm and cold air create an atmospheric duct that acts similar to that of a refracting lens, creating an almost mirrored image of the object past the horizon and making it appear as if it's floating amongst the clouds. Such illusions have allowed people to see images of cities far past the curve of the horizon, made it appear as if boats were sailing through the air, or as if cities themselves were built in the sky. Though this phenomenon has become somewhat of an explained natural illusion, such sightings never fail to baffle those witnessing it. So what do you make of these interesting photographs? And why do you think the harder to explain photographs don't make it into the news? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.